Oh boy, I woke up today and I had like this really bad pain in my like neck, and it like went down to my elbow and it like sucked really bad. I thought I was having a heart attack.
I don't think neck pain has anything to do with heart attacks.
Well, you know how Google is when you search up what could cause this, and they're like, oh, it could be that you fucked up your rotator in your sleep or something, or it could be that you pulled a muscle. It could be that you're having a heart attack. And then you start having a fucking panic attack. It's fun and cool. Anyway, hello everyone and welcome back to another exciting episode of DipShips, the totally legitimate boating podcast. I, as always, am your Captain Calamity Carl, and joining me today, my co-hosts, Rear Admiral PM.
Howdy.
And Maritime Medi.
How'd you say that? You said it different.
What do you mean?
I like it.
Yeah, you're like the way you said it made it sound like another person was going to show up.
Yeah, it made it sound like there was a special guest.
No. No.
Well, I know that, but the way you said it.
And this is where John Cena comes into the chat. Whoa, look at that! Whoop!
You cannot do that to me. I will actually shit myself.
That'd be funny.
I thought you were using Craig.
No, I'm just doing it through OBS again because Craigbot cut out half of PM's recording last time.
Oh, that's very funny.
I was a little upset about it. That's fine. It's all right. Things happen, Hey, everybody, how are we doing?
I am tired.
Me too.
I've had a bit of a time these last 2 days at work. So the way that the schedule works out is my supervisor, she takes off Fridays and Saturdays, and I get Sundays and Mondays. Fine. All good. Friday comes and goes, and Friday night at around like 3:30 in the morning, I have a uniform for the girl that replaces my supervisor on her days off, right? Because she's been working there for about a month and never had a uniform. So my boss finally shows up with a uniform. He's like, hey, this is for the girl. Give it to her when you see her on Friday. Sure, no problem. About 3:30 comes around, and normally she's at my floor at this time. So I go around looking for her to give her her uniform, and I can't find her. I'm like, that's weird. Maybe she's running a little late. I continue doing my thing. At around 4 o'clock, I go back to the bathroom so she is, if she finally showed up, and she's still not there. And now I'm like, let me go double check real quick. So I run up to the third floor to the security desk to where we sign in, and she never signed in.
Oh.
She straight up no-showed.
Oh.
Didn't call me, didn't call my supervisor, didn't call one of her like 12 bosses, just straight up no-showed. So I go, cool. I'm mildly panicking. I'm going to call my supervisor to see what's up. Thankfully, she was awake at almost 5 o'clock in the morning. And she goes, well, I live like an hour away, and there is no public transport at this time of night for me to get there. So do it yourself, or we're all potentially in shit tons of trouble tomorrow. So somehow, I need to reiterate, I still had to vacuum my entire floor and mop my washrooms. Plus, now I need to clean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 washrooms.
Oh.
And I'm not talking like single washrooms. I'm talking like you guys have seen pictures of like my floor washrooms.
Oh
with
yeah,
like
those
three
are
to
pretty
three to
big.
four toilets, a couple of urinals, and those are on every floor.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, let's get to it. I asked the guys on first and third floor, like, hey, when you guys get the opportunity, come to my floor and just vacuum. Don't worry about mopping the washrooms. I'll take care of that. Just vacuum my floor for me. Is that cool? Great, cool, no problem. I don't know how I did it, but in 2 hours,
Mhm.
I managed to clean well, not shoddily, 12 bathrooms.
Nice.
Pretty good.
And I still had time in the half an hour that I had left to mop my washroom floors and do vacuuming because both of the guys forgot.
Oh, of course.
They didn't forget, they just didn't want to.
Sure. They had plenty of time. The last hour, they don't fucking do anything. They just sit in the lunchroom.
Exactly.
And I'm like, all right, cool. You guys are entitled to 1 half an hour break. And you take that at around like 4 o'clock in the morning. You have no right to be fucking just sitting in the lunchroom not doing anything. I asked you for one fucking favor, considering you motherfuckers don't clean the glass on your collective floors. I'm the only one who does glass on his own fucking floor. But whatever, I'm not here to complain, even though that's solely what I do at this job.
That's fair. I feel that.
So Saturday.
Cool.
Saturday comes around, and I talk to my supervisor, so I'm like, hey, what's going on? And she's like, well, I guess I'm going to have to come in. All of the bosses called her. I've tried calling her. She does not pick up her phone. So now I'm of two minds. One, I'm infuriated that I had to do this person's entire job, being stressed the fuck out the entire time. Probably took a year off my life with how stressed out I was. On the plus side, I am getting paid the full day. So for 1 8-hour shift, I'm getting paid 16 hours.
That's good at least.
Good.
So that's good at least. Fuck, what was I saying? Oh,
But
right.
on the other hand, what if she died?
What if she's like missing or dead or like in a ditch somewhere? Considering
get that.
Yeah.
Considering this is now Sunday, my bosses have continued to try and call her and she still refuses to answer. So one of two things have happened. Either this is her way of quitting, just straight up no-showing, ghosting every single call or text, or two, actually no, three things. Or two, she slept in and completely fucked up, and out of sheer embarrassment just is again, this is still on the side of quitting, of like, I'm so embarrassed and
But
don't
I'm
want to
never going
confront
back.
the problem that I'm just never going back.
Yeah.
Out of sheer embarrassment. Or three, she's dead.
Well, I hope it's not that last one.
I hope it's not that last one.
Did it seem like she didn't like the job?
Out of the month that she worked, she was only late once. She seemed to get along good with the guys on the other floors because they all speak the same language. And she always seemed like she was in a good mood. She always had music playing. It like wherever she went, it seemed like she was having a fiesta. And I'm like, cool, as long as you're finding enjoyment out of the job, then fine. It did not seem like she hated it. So the more I think about it, the more and more I'm thinking that I really hope I don't go to work one day and I just see plastered all over the news that woman missing, dead woman found in the fucking back of an alley.
Yeah, that'd be a nightmare.
Or you end up you get a call. Help! I'm in Martha's Vineyard.
I'm pretty sure that's not here. I'm pretty sure we don't have.
She ended up there. Don't worry. They
Okay.
dragged
Yeah,
her
sure.
there.
No. Yeah, fucking Matt Gaetz went up to Canada. Went.
Mm-hmm.
All right, all the Mexicans we can. We just gotta fucking put them on a plane.
God.
So yeah, Saturday happens, and I call my supervisor. So I'm like, "So what's the plan?" And she's like, "Well, if my boss can't find anybody in the next couple of hours, I guess I'm going to bed early so I can come and do my shift, meaning I have no Saturday off." I'm like, oh well, that sucks. At around 10:30, she calls me and goes, "Yeah, The boss couldn't find anybody to replace me, and I'm really not feeling well. And like, oh, really? Are you really not feeling well? That's super awesome. So I guess I'm doing your bathrooms today, aren't I? It's like, yeah, if you could. And I'm like, okay. Am I getting paid for today too? It's like, yeah, of course you are. Cool. Whatever. It's 2 extra days. Like, it's basically like I work throughout the entire week without actually working throughout the entire week, which is nice. It's a bit of a fatter paycheck at the end of the week.
Hey, we take those.
We take
those dubs.
So I'm just like sitting here eyeing the phone, saying it's like, all right, is my supervisor or my boss going to call me any second now? And if they do, I've learned from my mistakes. I'm not answering the fucking phone.
Yeah.
Correct.
I'm not doing it. Not this time. Optional overtime. Like, if for some reason the dude that replaces me on my days off decides to no-show as well, which is like, it feels like it's going to happen every fucking day because his shift starts at 11:30. Dude shows up as late as like 1 o'clock in the morning some days. There have been many days where we're furious climbing up the walls going, this motherfucker just no-showed, and then he just shows up like super late. It's like, motherfucker, I don't care if you work at the CN Tower. We're not even that far away from the CN Tower. You can make it here in time. But whatever. I digress.
Yeah, we just hired a couple new kids at the Walmart. I mean, the invasion of Cyprus.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we hired a couple new kids, and yeah, they like to not show up for shifts. It's great.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, I don't want to be here anymore, so I'm just not. And it's like, I get it,
but also I need you here. I don't want to do your job.
I mean, it's if you want to quit, fine, but a phone call, a fucking one phone call.
You just tell them that you're not showing up. But you just say like, hey, yeah, I'm not coming back, and just hang up.
Like,
or just, hey, could you fire me so that way I can collect unemployment? Thanks.
If you feel bad about quitting because you just don't want to work there anymore, just fucking lie then. Just be like, oh, I found a better opportunity at this other place, despite not actually happening. I'm not going to fucking follow up on you. I don't give a shit about you. Just say that you're quitting.
Nah.
Instead of just leaving me hanging there, now going, well, somebody needs to fucking do the work now that you're not here last minute.
Nah.
Give
you can just handle it.
Give your employer the courtesy.
Oh. No, you got it. You got this.
Or at least if you're going to do that, show up the next day so I can fucking fire your ass. Myself. I wish she showed up on Saturday. I was praying every single fucking minute I was there. I was praying that she would show up. 1, so I can be relieved that she's not fucking dead. And 2, so I can fucking fire her bitch ass. But unfortunately, she didn't give me the opportunity. Assuming, hopefully, knock on wood, she's not dead.
Well, we'll find out. Hopefully it's not the dead thing.
Hope she's alive.
I've been following up on my boss being like, hey, she ever answer the phone? And they're like, nope. I'm like, okay, cool. This is now day number 3 of her not answering the phone.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Other than that, I've been playing a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cross Duel. I talked shit about it like last week, but now it's like it's got its teeth sunk into me because I got lucky on the gacha, so I've been able to upgrade my ace monster, and now I'm actually doing fairly okay in my duels. I also found out this really stupid OTK where there are certain spellcaster monsters in the game that have the special ability called Wizardry. What it is that whenever you activate a spell card, you gain 300 attack and defense. So if you upgrade one of your monsters that has Wizardry to equip 2 Wizardry abilities, whenever you activate a spell card, you're gaining 600 attack and defense every spell card. And that's really not a once per turn. That's every single spell card.
Oh,
that's disgusting.
So you set your ace monster as this one like level 4 vanilla scrub with double wizardry, bring it out onto the board, and then whenever the opportunity rises, your entire deck is just it's a 20 card deck, 1 monster, 19 spells, and maybe or maybe like 17 spells, 2 traps.
That's gross.
So by like turn 2, you OTK. So right now I'm at the tail end of the silver rank, about to hit gold, solely off of my silly OTK.
But if you only have the one monster, isn't there a good chance of bricking?
No, because whatever you set your ace monster to, it is always in your opening hand.
That's fucked.
So let's say I have fucking Dark Magician. If Dark Magician is my ace monster, it is always in your hand when the duel starts. And you can set it to any monster. I don't know if you can do spells or traps, but you can definitely set it to any monster. So you just set your wizardry monster to your ace, and it's always in your hand.
That's fucking disgusting.
It works. I want to say like I'll be fair and say it works like 60% of the time, because if you're unlucky and on the opening turn,
60% of the time works 100% of the time.
If you're unlucky, where when the 3 other players are placing their opening duel monsters, and they just happen to all be aiming at you, you only have the one monster covering one lane. Your other 2 lanes are fucking open to them to attack your life points. So unless you have the right spells in your hands to stop them, you're kind of shit out of luck. And you gotta hope you're able to OTK one of your other opponents before they do enough damage to you to kill you. Because the duel ends once one of the 4 people hit 0 life points. It doesn't. Not everybody needs to be knocked out. Just one person needs to reach 0. And if you're lucky, it's someone else and not you by trying this funny little OTK.
I saw a couple people like on the episode that just went out just being like, yeah, I just started getting into cross duel because PM sold me on it. I'm like, this sounds bad still.
It gets better.
Yeah.
Now that they're they put out a ranked duel event. So they give you like 30 missions, and when you play ranked duel, you can complete these missions, and that stuff actually gives you the gacha currency. So now that I'm actually able to pull cards and upgrade the current cards that I have, it's become a lot more fun. Now that I'm actually able to upgrade my shit without spending $40 on a 10 pull.
Yeah, that's still gross.
So at this current point in time, I recommend Yu-Gi-Oh! Cross Duel.
I hate that you do, actually.
If nothing else, if you despise playing against like random people across the globe, there is a single player mode which is fun to play, and it's actually like somewhat extensive, and has proven to be like a little bit difficult in like a good way, because the single player is basically you fight tag duels. It's you and a partner of your choosing, so you can choose Yugi, Kaiba, fucking Jaden, whoever, you know, and you fight off against a tag of famous anime characters. So for original Yu-Gi-Oh, you get Yugi and Kaiba. For GX, you get Jaden and oh god, what's his name with the Ojama? Chaz. And they give you all the series. So from dual monsters all the way to fucking sevens. So if you just want to waste away your days playing single player, you can totally do that, and you get rewards for just focusing on single player. I recommend it. Give it a try.
Well, anyone who wants to give it a try, give it a try. I guess.
It has my temporary made of pencil stamp of approval.
I was going to say, where the fuck is that going?
Well, because it's temporary.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's potentially temporary. Not putting ink to it yet. I think that's it for me.
That's your whole week?
I mean, the only other thing of note was, like, on my way home from work this morning, there was this girl walking with her dad talking about a squirrel that gives her lollipops.
Oh.
And his dad, or her dad, seemed, like, rather concerned, going, okay, where's the squirrel, though? Where's the squirrel? Where's the squirrel that gives you lollipops? Where does the squirrel hang out? And I'm, like, really confused. Like, why are you entertaining this notion? And I'm like,
she probably
oh,
just made it up.
oh, either she made it up or there's some dude out in a fucking squirrel costume just
Yeah.
handing
Furry.
kids lollipops.
Yeah, that's
A
where my
furry
mind
giving
went.
free lollipops
My
to
mind
children.
went to a dude dressed as a squirrel, just like, "Hey kid, you want some lollipops? Come over to my
Yeah.
van."
I didn't immediately think of that. I was thinking like, yeah, she's fucking making some shit
Yeah,
up.
that's-
She's just saying random kid shit, you know?
That's concerning.
And then my head went to full-grown man in a squirrel suit.
Oh,
And I'm
God.
like, you know, I've seen people out in full suits of things before in the city.
Oh,
So it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. A little concerning.
just a little concerning.
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
fine.
That's me. That's my week.
I've had a very eventful 2 weeks.
I bet you have.
We didn't record last week because not only did PM get called away to go to work,
Yep.
but also my grandfather passed away.
My condolences.
And that just sort of happened randomly on a Wednesday. When was that? That was the 14th. And it sucks. It sucked a lot. I was at work and I got a text message from my sister that just, like, in the family group chat that just said they're giving him CPR. And I was like, oh my God, is this it? Is my dad kicking the bucket? Am I going to get fat inheritance?
No.
No.
Wrong
If your
one.
dad kicks the bucket, you're getting shit
I know,
all.
I'm getting fucking nothing. But no, it was about my grandpa. And he was, according to my aunt, she went to his half of the house that they live in. And he was on the floor, cold. And I was like, oh, that's, very, very sad. Very unfortunate. I was, again, at work. And the board members were down the hallway. And looking at me, smiling and waving, going, hi! And I'm fucking sobbing hysterically, going, I had to go. It was not fun. I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah,
Did-
I'm a little
did-
surprised you didn't just leave.
Did did Dumpy offer you a chicken McNugget and you tried? I'm so sorry.
Oh, PM,
I'm so
no,
sorry.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but he did indeed make an advance. Because of course, when
Oh.
I went to our break room, he was the first person I saw, and overcome with grief, I just sort of broke down crying, and he took that as his signal, his chance to rush over and give me a large hug and cradle my head. Oh, it's okay, it's okay. And I'm like, I want to push you off of me, but I can't right now.
as I'm sure as gross as you might have felt.
Oh,
at
it was very sincere.
particular moment.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have to do that.
He didn't have to at all.
Dumpy is trying.
There was no need for that in the slightest. I did not need that, but you know.
So I suppose, thank you, Dumpy.
Thank you, Dumpy. At least when I came back from this funeral, he didn't sit there and ask me 50 fucking questions about it and everything about it and what was going on with it and all of that to make me feel worse.
Mild golf clap for Dumpy.
Mild golf clap. So this, of course, led to our family, of course, all gathering. A bunch of cousins who've been out of state for years coming back. We have a little memorial party for our dear departed grandfather. And one of my cousins is like, I want to get everyone together for a family picture because this is probably, who knows when we're all going to be together like this again. Because God knows a lot of us aren't showing up for a lot of other funerals. It's going to
I was
be
about to say,
grandma and that's it. We're not showing up to
Mhm.
anyone else's.
Fair
So
enough.
he was trying to organize that for about 2 hours.
bruh.
As everyone just sort of went, yeah, we could do that. And he went, okay, so when are we doing it? And they just didn't answer him back. And he just kept going around saying, so we're going to do this, right? And they're like, yeah, of course. Just tell us when. And he's like, all right, but are we going to make the plans to do it? Or are we all just going to, like, and I'm standing there
So-
with him, like, so when, like, I'll ask people with you, like.
Now, on one hand,
So he
I-
just should have set a time, is the thing I'm hearing here.
He was
He
like,
should have said, all right, we're doing this at 3 p.m. on the dot.
that's the
And
other
if
thing.
you're not there, I'll kill you.
He's like, I'm just saying that we should do it. I don't want to be the one who puts it together.
then
Buddy, I hate to break it to you.
So he's just like, we should do this because it's a thing that we should do. You know, all of our family's here. And everyone's like, all right, so organize it. And he's like, but I don't want to be the one that does it.
shut
Well,
your
then it's
mouth.
not
then.
getting done.
But he was getting aggravated that no one was listening to him and doing it. So
And he should have done
it
it.
just sort of kept going for a while before we all finally got together. And finally got the pictures taken. But they're like, he's going, all right, so I want it just all of us together in one big picture. And then after that, we can break off into the group. Because every time we do a family picture, it's always, all right, let's get one with this group of the family, and then this group of the family, then the grandkids, and then the great-grandkids. And no, just take a big picture all together and then split off. And everyone, okay, so we're going to do the thing we normally do. And he went, no, you don't understand me. We need to do this instead because it's easier. And no one listened to him saying that until we actually went to take the pictures and then went, all right, let's do that. And he was like, who's the one that made that suggestion? I wonder who it was.
Oh, it was me. I came up with that. I'm very smart.
Stop fighting the losing battle, bud. Just be
like,
quiet.
He's like, I don't care, whatever. I'm just going to take the pictures. I'm going to fucking go. I was like,
buddy, I mean, you should have been the one to organize shit. I don't know what you want here.
On one hand, I feel bad for him, and on the other hand, I'm like, your family sounds like a fucking nightmare, like all the time.
They're a lot of a nightmare sometimes. It was okay. We buried him. My cousin, when I was on the phone with him the day that we heard, he told me that Grandpa always told me to do one of two things with his body. And it was either drag it outside and burn it in the backyard, or stuff the body and stick it in a corner with a beer in its hand for parties.
Okay, your granddad's rad.
Yeah, he rules. I was like, yeah, that sounds exactly like him. This is the man that got in a fight with another bus driver and got chucked under a school bus and broke his or dislocated his shoulder. And then my mom was like, you need to go to a doctor to get that fixed. He went, no, I don't. Just popped it right back into place.
So you got him stuffed and stuck a beer in his hand?
No, I wish. We got him cremated. We buried him.
I mean, he got the burning part at least.
Yeah, exactly. He had a small ceremony. It was just like close family pretty much for the burial. Close family and also a biker group, because my grandfather was a biker who was well known in the area. So they escorted us to the graveyard, blocking off traffic so we could all go. And it was really fucking cool. What else happened? I don't want to go anywhere in a car with my sisters again, because I was in the car with both of my sisters at least one point. And they are worse drivers than I am. They are so much more aggressive and just drive way too fast and like slam on the brakes at the last possible second. I'm like, you're gonna get someone fucking killed. What are you doing?
Don't they drive with kids like all the time?
Yes.
Yeah, they have their own kids in the fucking car and they're driving like maniacs.
Yes, they do. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. What do you? My sister's like, oh well, I have they won't let me. They delayed my court case because I didn't pay these things that I needed to pay off. But I need to see a judge about this ticket. I'm like, so why don't you pay off these other tickets so they don't let? No, I don't have to pay those. You mean you don't have to pay those? Is there a special law for you?
I mean, if they don't come after you, you don't gotta pay, I guess.
They did go after.
I mean, yeah, that's what my dad did back in the day. Whenever you would get like a parking ticket or a speeding ticket or whatever, he would go to the court to contest it, and no one would ever show up, so he would get out of the fucking ticket scot-free.
They pulled her in for I think it was a speeding ticket that she just didn't pay, and then she also got a red light ticket after, and they're like, you can't come to the court until you pay off that ticket. And she's just not doing it.
Look, if she wants to run red lights, she needs to come to Toronto, because I see motherfuckers run through red lights all the goddamn time in this city.
So in New Jersey, traffic cameras taking pictures of people who blow red lights and speed is illegal.
Why?
Because they considered it a violation of privacy to have the cameras recording all the time.
But
that's a weird one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
Chief.
I also never got a ticket for running a yellow light in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm in New York, I've gotten a ticket for running a yellow light.
Yeah, and you told me which one it was, and I was like, yeah, that sounds about right, actually.
Yellow.
It fucking sucks.
I mean, if we're talking about yellow lights, then everybody in the city should have a fucking goddamn ticket.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, New Jersey was right to do away with those traffic cams. They didn't increase safety at all.
So at the memorial, we're standing. A lot more people showed up than we thought. I looked over at one point and I saw my old my old high school friend, Maddie. I'm sure you remember Kitty Girl.
I do remember Kitty Girl. Yes.
Yeah, she was there with her father, who was one of my old coworkers. The one who was like, "It's safe for you to eat asbestos if you find it in the wild because it's natural."
That was him?
Yeah.
That explains so much.
The one who
What?
The one who was like, "It's okay to put tinfoil in a microwave if it's flat because the wrinkles are what make it spark."
Oh, that explains so much.
Uh-huh.
It's okay that I dump the soda into the mop bucket because the mop bucket is full of soap, and that still means the water's clean.
I mean...
actually, do you know she listened to this podcast?
No.
I hope not. Anyway. God, that explains so much about her.
And I was just like, well, I'm just going to avoid them. And I did.
That explains so much about this person I used to talk to on AOL Instant Messenger.
And they were at the memorial because
friends of the family.
Ah, okay.
And I mean, she's not a bad person. It's just that
didn't she stalk you for a bit?
Feels like it, yeah.
Like I remember her actually stalking you for like several months.
She literally got one of our other friends to ask me to hang out so she could tag along with her to come to my house because I wasn't talking to her. And I was like, that's the weirdest thing anyone's done to me, actually.
Seems like a fairly sane thing to do.
Yeah, I was like, oh, all right, okay.
I mean, she didn't eat any of his hair, so, you know, like...
As far as I know.
Yeah, that we know of.
That's correct.
So I managed to avoid them, and they left, and I was like, all right, cool. I don't have to worry about that. Like an hour or so later, they're back, and they were right behind me, and I didn't know while I was sitting in one of the seats, and they somehow didn't notice me at all. And I was like, thank God. Jesus Christ, thank God. I just didn't want to deal with that. Didn't want to deal with her running over and kicking me in the shins for no fucking reason. That was the thing she used to do, was just she would see me and run up behind me and just kick me in the back of the legs and knock me over. And I'd go, what the fuck was that for? And then she'd laugh. And I'd go, okay, that's cool. That's fine.
Yeah, that's one of those childhood
Playground crush.
things of, that's exactly what it was.
In high school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It can happen that late. I've seen it.
Yeah, and, like, it's hair pulling, but in reverse.
But don't worry, because the good news doesn't stop there. When my stepdad was like, all right, well, I'm going back to our place. And I was like, oh, is my mother going with you, right? He goes, no.
Oh.
My mom goes, oh, well, you see, instead of, we have your sister's throwing that going away part, the we're moving party to say goodbye to our family home this upcoming weekend, which was this weekend. It was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And after that is your niece's birthday, and I need to get ready for that and make the cookies and the things for that party because that's what I do. So I'm not gonna leave until that Sunday, October 2nd.
Oh, what the oh, that's a lot longer than I thought it was today that she was leaving.
No.
Okay.
No.
She's
so
literally right behind that wall right there.
She is. She's currently on the couch in my living room.
Watching or some shit.
Watching movies.
So Carl, how does it feel to have two moms at home?
At least she's been cleaning.
Well, okay. That's fine.
And then she looks at me and goes, why aren't you guys clean? You guys gotta clean. You gotta make sure you clean these things every day. This is disgusting. And I'm like, we're gonna get to it. But it's...
I do it like it's every 2 weeks. Deal.
Honestly. We're gonna get to it. It's fine. It's okay. Yeah. The house is clean. And I don't have to hear it.
It's a little cluttered, but it's clean.
Yeah. What I did have to hear was waking up this morning to the fucking... No, I think it was Saturday. The guy's ripping up the fucking carpet outside because they're redoing the hallway.
Saturday. Very interesting pattern on landing upstairs, but other than that,
it's floor underneath is fucking wild. But hey, the redoing the shit that's broken, and that's good. Hopefully they'll get to this fucking faucet that's been leaking for God knows how long in the bathroom.
Oh no,
not at all.
That's a lot of work. Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah, so it was very fun when me and PM recorded DipShips, and the second we started recording, she came home to get something, busted into my room to talk about something, busted back in my room. You need to let me back downstairs. You gotta lock the door behind me. And I'm like,
yeah, Carl had to leave like
you should keep
twice.
those clips of her breaking into the recording in.
oh,
Very funny.
No, you couldn't hear anything. If I could
No, I
hear
just mean
Carl's...
like the video of Carl's mom kicking the door open and walking in.
Yeah, but nothing's happened. Like at most you hear me going, not realizing that Carl had left, going, what will Carl do? Not realizing that he's just talking to his mother in the back, or like completely gone from the PC.
That's why you keep the video footage of Carl talking to his mom.
No, meanwhile, the fucking recording has my webcam on it, so you see me standing up in the doorway talking to my mother, but you don't hear anything because I muted my microphone.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, that's right.
Very
okay,
funny.
So
I forgot that you have webcam.
Fun and cool and awesome. I love it. When earlier I was like, I'm gonna, like right before the recording, I'm gonna have something to eat real quick. I got some tuna and some soup, and I got two pieces of bread, and I grabbed crackers, and she goes, you having bread and crackers? Do you need that? And I'm like,
that's
Mom,
a lot of gluten there, boy.
Mom, with all due respect, like, take a double take. Don't you think the damage has already been done?
yeah.
Nice. Oof.
I'm just like, okay.
Sorry, no offense, but I'm like,
No,
of all the things
Very
that could
funny.
be entering my body right now, you think the crackers is going to be the nail in the coffin?
that's definitely not. I snorted a bunch of fucking flaming hot Cheetos dust last night. I think that's not the thing that's gonna kill me, is the gluten.
So you snorted Cheetos dust?
It happens by accident. Like, you look into the bag and accidentally take
no,
a whiff.
it wasn't
it's
an
Carl.
accident.
It was
No,
intentional.
it wasn't an accident.
Oh, so you just, like, set up a line of cheedle and just went to town with it.
So I was pretty drunk last night while streaming.
Oh, come
What?
on,
You?
Carl.
No.
And Dan Video Games
What?
was in
No.
the call
You
with
don't
us,
drink.
and he was just like, he was talking about like the flaming hot Cheetos stuff, and I was just like, I think I have some of the mac and cheese in the fucking cabinet out there.
You got the concentrated powder?
And they were like, oh, why don't you go make some? I fucking will. And while making it, I had the funny thought of, what if I just snorted the powder? So I did it twice.
What? And how was it?
I'm still
Yeah.
shooting red a little bit.
Review the nose candy and flamin' cheddar, please.
Yeah, this is a reviewing podcast. You got to
Yeah,
get
that's true.
This
You're
is
right.
DipShips mini snort. It's like a mini munch, except, for drugs.
Much the mini. So, I mean, it burned.
right.
Yeah, that's what you want from something that's called flamin' hot. Yep.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, I feel alive. I can tell you that. I could smell burning. It hurts.
Now, was there any cheesy flavor to it, or was it just hot?
I think a little bit of it landed on my tongue going down, so it might have. A little bit of cheesy.
Right.
Also, to talk about the flaming hot Cheetos mac and cheese, it fucking sucks. It tasted actually like nothing but the sensation of burning.
Uh-huh. It
Like,
looks like it.
Maybe it
Yeah.
would have been better if you had all the dust instead of snorting half of it.
Oh no, I didn't snort half of it. It was like a tiny bit. I put most of the powder in there.
Now, did
Yeah,
you
but
do...
You got the
did
part
you-
that was the flavor up your nose.
But did you construct a line, or did you just go in with the pinky?
Oh, I not only did I construct a line, I did it with my Boy Scouts pocket knife. Thank you very much.
You're such a fucking dork.
Ah.
You fucking loser.
No, you see, he had to use the Boy Scouts pocket knife because the Dare badge that he got in Boy Scout.
Ah, right.
No,
yes.
actually, it's because this isn't even mine. I just took it from one of my child
I
at one
stole
point.
it from
They
a
were-
Boy Scout.
They were like, yeah, we're just handing out knives to the Boy Scouts. And I went, why are you giving children knives?
Okay.
And then I took one.
This is a stupid offhand question, off
Mhm.
topic.
Yeah.
What is... Because we're all kids, and
Yeah.
kids do bad shit. What is the stupidest thing you've stolen in your youth? Or hell, it doesn't even need to be in your youth. In the past, what is the stupidest thing you've stolen?
I think I stole a Franklin.
I already have my answer.
Yeah, I think I stole a Franklin the Turtle finger puppet from Stop and Shop.
Okay.
Franklin the Turtle?
Yeah, and when my mom realized I stole it, she made me walk back with it and yelled at me and made me cry in front of the guys at the store as I apologized to them for stealing it. And then they just gave it to me anyway.
1 year, I was a part of summer camp. I must have been like 11. And we went to an island, like, campsite for an entire week. And on one of the days, we went bird watching. Actually, I believe it was the last. Yeah, it was the last day because after everyone got a pair of binoculars, and I'm like, man, these are sick. I'm keeping these, and I did. I put them in my backpack as we were leaving, and I still own them to this day. They're somewhere in my fucking closet. Did you steal like a car battery or some shit?
What?
Didn't you steal like a car battery or some shit, Mitty?
Did
like
I?
a toaster? I don't know. I
probably did.
I vaguely remember you telling me about like stealing car parts. Like, yo, you're a booster? Hell yeah, right on.
Let's see. Well, when I was younger, when I was like, I don't know when this was. It was back when there were Mega Man Battle Network toys in Walmart.
Uh-huh.
You know, I would walk in and I'd have one in my pocket. You know, I'd have a Mega Man toy in my pocket already. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the ones where you could swap the arms and the...
Yes.
Yeah. I'd have one sticking out of my pocket on camera. Because I knew about cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it would disappear into the toy aisle. And I would walk out and that same one would be sticking out of my pocket, but under it would be a brand new figure that I stole.
Oh.
And I would do this every time. And one time I got caught and I was like, see, there I am walking in with it. I walked in with it on the camp, you see?
Mm-hmm.
When I was a later teenager, I was stealing scrap from a junkyard near my house. That might be where stealing car parts comes in.
Is that really stealing if it's at a junkyard and it's just scrap?
I mean, the dude definitely would have made me pay for it.
Okay. Fine, fair enough.
Even if it would have been a coop $2 situation, he definitely would have made me pay for it. Can't remember actually stealing a car battery, but it sounds like something I would have done at some point. I mean, no, it doesn't. The stupidest thing I think that has ever been stolen around me, however, is different.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Alright, so, one time, my paternal grandmother, who was always trying to get my mother to, like her, for some reason, which, like, why? Why bother? Anyway, she's out at dinner with us, where we're out at some restaurant somewhere, and my mom comments that, oh, you know, I really like, I like these salt and pepper shakers. They're nice, they're cute. My grandma's like, oh yeah, they're pretty good. And then, you know, like a normal person, that's the end of the conversation. Like, oh yeah, these are cute.
Did your fucking grandma lift the salt
and then we get home. We get home, yes. And my grandma pulls out of her purse the salt and pepper shakers, the thing full of oil.
Oh.
From the caddy for the salad dressings, the thing full of oil.
Oh.
3 sets of silverware. And I think she had a cup in there, too.
That sounds about right.
And we're like, what the fuck? And she's like, oh, you said it was cute.
Have you guys ever been out with family, like at a restaurant, and they just start shoving silverware or plates or something into their bags?
Yes. Yeah. That's literally what my story is.
Yeah. My aunt stole silverware and napkin holders from her sister's wedding. My mother's wedding. She stole silverware and napkin holders. And what's funny was everybody just got the napkin holders as the wedding gift at the end of the night, and she just pocketed like 4 of them.
Well, yeah, but she gets more.
Sure, I guess.
Smart woman.
Yeah, my mom, her sisters, and my sister, or one of my sisters, all have done that before. Especially if it's like a small like spoon or something, they're just like, "Oh, I want it. It's a tiny spoon," and I'm like, you can't just fucking take it. That's not why you can't just take that."
Bro, my ma and her friends, they'll go to like Mandarin, like this Chinese buffet place, and they have a competition of who could lift the most.
It might have been like Hometown Buffet that we stole shit from.
They have a competition where who can lift the most silverware.
God.
And at the end of the night, they go home to play cards, and they just empty their purses of all the silverware that they've taken.
They use them as poker chips.
Christ.
I think that's what they do, actually. They play a round of cards, and whoever wins gets the fucking pot of silverware at the end of the night.
That's funny.
Ahoy, crewmates, it is I, your captain, speaking, telling you all to thanks. Hey, I'm here to just do the normal stuff, tell you about some stuff we have and things that are going on and such. So let's just get in there. If you'd like to keep up to date with the podcast, make sure you follow us on Twitter at DipShipsPod, or each of us individually at The Calamity Carl, at GFPPM, and at Metorman. Although you should probably do both of those things. You should follow all those accounts, honestly. If you have any questions, any fan art, any sort of thing like that, you can send it into questions@dipships.boats. It is our email account if you do not like doing Twitter. Either way, you can do that, or you can just send it to DipShipsPod on Twitter. You can do either one, or both. I don't control you. If you'd like to support us directly, you can do so by going to patreon.com/dipshipspod and support us at any tier you feel that you can. Even $1 helps. We have staff to pay now. So we gotta get that bread, baby. We gotta chill and put more things out there. God, we need to put more things out there. We're trying our best to put more things out there. Believe you me. But at $10 and above specifically, I get to thank our patrons, our $10 and above patrons, because that's the tier for that. So I'd like to thank all of y'all, starting with Altos Diogenes, Andres Rojas, Bye, Breakdown 707, Diablo, Dorgan 23, Dr. Perpaka, the Purple Paka, Fire Trooper 113, Frost Samurai, Generic Jackal says, I will replace your dill with glitter due to dyslexia. Javier Porksword, Krista Derp, Mr. I Like Spam, Mr. King Jacob 9002, Nap, Normalized Pago-Champton Sinister, PM's Tooth is lost and scared, Ryan Superfan, Remiru Tempest, Scrim, Shibuya Gato. So, this is why they call it the Skeleton Dome. The Crossing Fate, Tonya H, Vinegar Ultimax, Wimpy the Grizzly Bear, and Zombie Slayer 051, our $20 patrons, Bill and Mr. Collector, and our $50 patron, Patchwork. Thank you all so much for the support. It means a lot to us. Please remember that we need to stay alive. Help us if you can. If you can't afford to do a big tier, remember you can go to a small tier. Anything helps. We have 1,000 subs here. If everyone put in like $1 a month, that would be fucking amazing. We have more things we're gonna do for the Patreon at some point, hopefully, as long as we can get together and actually record things. It's been difficult to do that in a lot of ways, but we still have to record more Party Boat. I don't know what happened to Duck Game. It just sort of vanished. I'm very upset by that, because that was one of my favorite things that we've done. We've got the DipShips. You can see that early. We have previews that sometimes go up there when we can get the edits out. We also have what are they called? Goals. That's what they're called. Jesus H. I completely forgot about our goals for a second. Where do I see my goals? Oh nay. Let's see. I believe at 500. 500 is the next goal we have to hit. I mean, technically we have to hit 400 again right now, but at 500, fuck, what were we gonna do for that? Was that PM versus Toku? I know PM wanted to change it to something else, and I don't remember what it was, but I know that at 750, I'm actually gonna bump that down to just 700. One PM versus One Piece. It's gonna take a while, but we're gonna do that. Hell yeah. We have a lot of goals. Apparently, we have one that's $2,000 for a Columbo podcast. I don't know why we did that. I don't know why we I don't know why we did that, but sure. Yeah, dog. If you can't afford to financially support us, make sure you just spread the word around. Let everyone know to listen to the podcast. I would like to thank Vidazen at _VIDAZEN _ on Twitter for our intro song Starbird, and our additional music, Appetite Delight, Ride of the Wave, and Seaside, all used for different things that we have for DipShips. Thank you very much, sir. Your music is incredible, and you are beautiful. I'd also like to thank Shibuya Gato and Shura Art for our art assets, such as the thumbnails, the logos, all that. Yeah, at Shibuya Gato and at Shura _art, SHORAH. And I'd like to thank Mischa at the Mischer, THEMISCHER, on Twitter for editing the podcast. We hired an editor. Did you guys know that? Because we did. Thank you, Mischa. Don't forget that we're also available on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and of course the video version on YouTube. I don't know where you're listening to this, but please be sure to listen or watch on somewhere. Yes. Don't forget dipships.boats. That is our current working website that will simply lead you to the Podbean page. DShips will be out. I think I'm trying to aim for every Wednesday for DShips to come out, but it's up. You can watch the first episode. Episode 2 should be out by the time this episode is out. And I mean, more PMVA is eventually going to be on the way. More other things will eventually be on the way. Eventually we'll have more Party Boat. We just got to sit down and record more. I know we have a Terraria session that we recorded, but I don't know how interesting that is. Oh, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see about getting it edited and putting it up. So I believe that is everything that I wanted to discuss and say to you all. I wonder how we get actual like sponsors for podcasts. Hey, hit us up if you're looking to sponsor a podcast and you own a company, or either or. Please smile. Anyway, thank you all for listening. Hope you all enjoy the rest of the episode.
Hello. If you're listening to this podcast, then you're either a big fan of boats or a big fan of listening to friends goof off for a few hours. Well then, I have excellent news for you. Yu-Gi-Oh! The Show has plenty of boats, and the Millennium Microphone is a podcast where 4 friends rewatch the show with boats and also goof off for a few hours every other week. It features that Carl guy that you've been listening to here, along with Shora, BioRoxas, and me, Shibuya Gato. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Podbean. We also have a Patreon to see how many seasons people will force us to watch, so go check that out too, at patreon.com/millenniummike. If you don't know how to spell millennium, that's 2 L's, 2 N's, and then an MIC at the end. Or you could just Google us. I guess that works too. See you there!
So, what else has happened? Hey, DShips is premiered.
Yes, it has. First episode is live.
Yeah. You can all watch it.
People seem to like it.
So you got those manager bugs, yeah?
Yes, I did.
I was indeed marking out.
I pulled 2. I was very, very happy with my man-eater pulls.
I was like, yo!
Those were probably the best supers out of all of my pulls. Legend of Blue Eyes was fucking rough for me. Holy shit.
Yeah, I still felt bad that I thought that I told you that we could do rerolls on the first pack.
You probably did, and I just completely forgot about it. Or while we were constructing, we were talking about rerolls, but we didn't solidify anything at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I had known, I totally would have done it, because Medi, I was so upset. They gave me Gaia the Dragon Champion, Gaia the Fierce Knight, no Curse of Dragon.
Yeah, I saw.
It's so fucking depressing.
I've gotten so many things where it's like, all right, well, I have 2 parts of it. I just need the last one. Don't get it. Don't get it at all. You get the rarer part more than the common part.
Oh man, aren't you excited to get all the rituals?
Oh, we've already been past the rituals, don't you worry.
Yes, we've touched the ritual pack.
No, I
at the
know,
time
but
of
aren't
the-
you excited to get a whole bunch of ritual cards, but no monsters to use for them? Or vice versa?
Actually, no, it's not that bad. Like in the first pack where rituals are introduced, the hardest rituals to get are Blackluster Soldier and its spell, and Relinquish and its spell. But you still get Crab Turtle, Performance of Sword, fucking Hungry Burger,
I
and
was about
those
to
are
say
readily
Hungry
available.
Burger.
Yeah, Crab Turtle is the best
Please.
one of them to use.
Please, one of you has to run Hungry Burger.
It's in my spoiler. It's
Oh.
in my deck.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm not going to say to what capacity, but I am in fact running Hungry Burger.
I should run Hungry
Run
Burger.
with intent to use.
It's funny.
I mean, it's there.
It is there.
It
I
is
run
indeed.
Hungry Burger the same way I run Gate Guardian.
Yeah. So, I've been pretty much focusing on editing DipShips while we have a new editor editing for us.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
We've hired an editor. It's Mischa. My
oh
good
hell
friend.
yeah! I don't know who
Mischa.
that is.
Mischa.
Well, welcome
The
aboard.
person who made the funny party boat intro?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, all right, right on.
They've also just joined the server.
Oh well, welcome aboard.
Oh, hello.
They're our brand new editor. Say hi, Mischa. You better do it or I'll dock your fucking pay.
They are getting paid, right?
Listen, it's a little debatable. You know, they're already getting so much
okay.
exposure from this. We're talking about them a lot right now, and actually,
I will shoot you for you trying to pay them an exposure.
No, they're getting paid. What else has happened? We got a substitute at work.
Oh,
I went back on Thursday because I've been out for bereavement. You know, for a loss of a loved one. They give me like
Thanks,
5
Grandpa.
days. So I came back and the sub walked in and I was like, what the hell are you doing here? Because it was one of the summer kids that we had 2 summers ago.
Oh, nice.
one of the flicked beans showed up again.
I hate that you put it that way,
What?
but
You remember the era of Carl flicking the summer kids' beans?
yeah, where I put my finger on their shirt and flicked their fucking nose up because they're idiots and fell for it.
Ah, yes.
The one you have to specify very clearly when you're talking about school children. No, not one of them. That was a different one.
Okay.
Unfortunately, still not a good worker.
Oh well.
They're like,
Yeah, not much is going to change in a month.
Oh, it was like a year. He again,
Oh,
he's
okay.
from 2 summers ago.
Oh, 2 summers ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's just like, yeah, I'm here and doing the position. And they're like, yeah, he's not really. We have to have one of the other guys do this area because he didn't do it well. I was like, that sounds about right, yeah. But at least we got someone so we don't have to do constant overtime. You know?
That's
Just a little
swell.
bit. It's great. It's great. I was also tricked. I don't know if I talked about how I got tricked into doing more overtime than I wanted to. But that happened at one point also.
I don't believe you talked about that.
Yeah, my boss called. He called me one day and he was like, "Can you work today?" I was like, I can't do it today. I could do it tomorrow." He was like, "All right." So when I got into work, he was like, "You're coming in early tomorrow, right?" And I went, "Yeah, I can come in early." He went, "All right, so I'll see you at 10." And I went, "Excuse me? Hold on. Wait, I'm sorry. I thought you
What?
meant coming in
Oh.
at 3, like an hour early to do the not 10 in the morning." And I just sort of took it because I need the money.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, yeah, fine. Did it really give all 3 of us the spinning dog sup?
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Scary, isn't it?
That's funny. Sorry, I'm talking
That's
about the Discord thing
intimidating.
that happened.
Very
Anyway,
intimidating. 3 people getting the same exact hello. Oof.
anyway, to transition into Medi's week, we have a mini munch. Munch, the mini munch.
All right.
So, I haven't eaten it yet. I have it sitting in front of me.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
I was like, yeah, we can. I handed it to you, like, yeah, don't forget your mini munch, and then you just went, oh. I was like, oh, that works.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I didn't know you hadn't eaten any yet.
So, we got the Hot Ones Pringles Scorchin' Hot Los Calientes
That's
Verde, as you can see in the boardwalk.
Oh, I've had these. They're awful.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat one right now.
They're not good. They don't taste. Well, I didn't like them.
Oh God. Yeah, that's not great. It's not even that hot. It
Yeah,
just
that's my
sucks.
thing. I'm like, it's okay. It's not spicy.
Yeah, no, there's heat, but it's not like.
It's like, it just tastes like green salsa. Which,
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to taste like, I guess, considering it's the verde.
I actually
But-
have this exact sauce, I think, in the fridge. It's pretty good sauce.
I'm
believe so.
sure the sauce tastes a lot better than this processed shit
Oh,
on the
yeah.
chips.
Oh,
They-
absolutely.
120%.
They do not taste good.
Yeah, that's like a 2, buddy.
I mean, it's a chip that's actually, like, it's not spicy, but it's better than most spicy chips, you know? So,
I don't know.
like
Flaming Hot
3.
Cheetos might like to have a word with you.
Really? You think Flaming Hots are hotter than that?
No, I've never had one.
I mean, they're tastier than that.
I mean, I've had the cheedle.
Okay,
we're not talking about your time sucking off Don Cheadle here. We're talking about food.
No, I was talking about when I
Who the hell is Don Cheadle?
cut a fucking line. What do you mean? Who's Don Cheadle? I'm trying to talk
Just
about
referenced him,
snorting.
but I don't know who he is.
I'm talking
Isn't he a
about snorting
sportsman?
fucking Cheeto dust, and you're over here just asking who Don Cheadle
What the
is?
fuck is it? Like, you said Cheadle, and I'm like, what?
That's the name of the
Yeah.
dust.
Yeah, the
Is it?
official. Yeah, the dust has an official name, and it's called Cheetle.
Yeah, that's very
That's
funny.
stupid.
Yeah, Don
It is
Cheadle was
very
a
stupid.
War Machine in Iron Man.
You write shit.
He was in other things, of course. But that's what people tend to know him as is War Machine
Wait,
and
War Machine 1 or War Machine 2?
2 from Iron Man
Because
2 and
remember,
3.
he got recast.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Avengers.
Yep.
Oh wait, it says he was in Iron Man also. Oh no, that's wild. Don Cheadle's pretty cool. Hey Maddie, how was your week?
You know, I already talked about how we have new hires who aren't coming in half the time.
Mm-hmm.
Been somewhat frustrating having Dan on the couch, but you know, it is what it is.
You don't like having my mother here?
This is an audio format, so I just need everyone to imagine me just staring vaguely at the icon for Carl and blinking repeatedly.
Do you have an issue with my mother being here? I couldn't imagine having an issue with that.
Oh, my phone died.
It did?
I was I said to a coworker, "Do you remember on the 21st night of September?" And they weren't understanding the reference I was making.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for fuck's
So I started
sake.
playing the video, or the music video for it, and literally, it got to the first I something to remember, and the phone just black screen, not turning back on. Had a half a
shit.
charge, still not turning on. I got it right here.
Try charging
Mashing
it?
the power button.
You try charging it?
Thank you. That was the first thing I tried.
Did you take out the battery? Put it back in?
It's a sealed unit. You cannot remove the battery.
Oh, that just means you haven't tried hard enough.
I mean, yes, I could, in theory, hit it with a heat gun that I have around here somewhere till the glue melts and pop it open.
No, that's scary. It's just gonna explode.
Yeah, I was considering. Well, no, it's not an 8, it's a 9. It won't explode.
That's fair.
I was gonna bring it to like a cell phone repair place on day. Like, hey, I just need it to turn on for like a minute so I can get my Google Authenticator off it, and that's all I need.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm using Carl's old phone.
Yeah, my Razer phone.
So if
Oh,
you'd like a 7-year late review of the Razer Phone 1, it's alright.
How is it? You like it?
It's alright. Yeah, you know, screen is it's not 1080, it's like 1240, which is weird, but it's fine. It's alright. Phone. It's got speakers that are visible, which is, you know, weird for a phone these days.
Yeah, it's got the big side speakers. It's like the Dolby Atmos shit, which I think most
But-
phones have now anyway.
Yeah, but you know, like back then, the speakers on phones weren't weird, so it's fine.
I like having 120 refresh rate on a cell phone.
I will say, batteries lasted quite a while.
You know, the battery on that thing was always pretty good. The only reason I stopped using it is because some dust got into there and stopped it from charging for a while. And then I dropped it a couple times and it made the screen crack. And I sent it in for
Let's say, what do you mean the screen's not cracked at all?
yeah, I sent it in for a repair, and they sent it back after I got my new phone because I was like, I need a phone for work. I can't not have a phone.
It's all right.
Good backup.
It came in handy as a backup
Yeah, exactly. Glad I didn't sell it yet.
while I wait to buy a new phone because, you know.
Yeah, money.
Yeah. I watched all the Marvel movies that I haven't watched.
Nice. How was that?
So, pretty alright, you know. I started with Spoderman, new one. You know, Spoderman, and Spoderman.
The multiverse one?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. It was alright. Certainly were more than one Spider-Man in it. I clapped when I saw it.
Is Toby in it?
Yes,
Oh, wow, okay.
Toby's in it. He says the thing. He makes the crying Toby face. He makes all the Tobey Maguire faces that you want to see Tobey Maguire make.
So it's a perfect movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Well, no. He doesn't do the I'm infected with venom and therefore I must dance.
That is a shame.
You know,
I
from when
mean,
he was emo, he doesn't do that dance.
Yeah, but Venom's not in it, so obviously he's
Venom
not gonna
is
do
in it.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's in the after credits.
Oh.
He's like, I guess I should go to New York and talk to this Spider-Man. And then he gets slurped back into the Foxiverse.
Not even. He's literally like sitting at a bar in like Cancun or something,
Yeah,
telling some dude about the shit he's
drinking
been
his
through.
ass off.
And he's just like, yeah, you know, I've been through some shit, you know, this shit's just been happening.
And the dude's like, could you just, like, pay?
And Venom's just like, oh, can I eat the man? Or can I get some of those fancy corn dogs? And he's like, Venom, shut the fuck. I'm trying to have a conversation with another human.
Okay, I was gonna ask if it was Venom from the movie, from the
It's
actual
Venom
Venom
from the
movies.
movie Venom.
It's the Venom from...
Nice, thank you.
Thank you for still having that button, Carl.
You're welcome.
And yeah, he's like, all right, I guess I'll go to New York and talk to this Spider-Man. And then the universe fixes and he just goes, Ploop! And the dude behind the bar's like, didn't pay for shit.
He's like,
tip.
He's like, oh, well, fuck, that was weird. Anyway,
Ain't got no money.
it's a good movie. I like it a lot.
It's a good movie, yeah. Then I watched Funny Doctor Man. And I clapped when I saw it, you know, because Captain Picard is in it, and he's in a wheelchair.
Oh.
The bald one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, oh, look, it's Captain Picard, and he's in a wheelchair, and he's got psychic powers. Yay!
Yep.
That was a good movie. Like America Chavez. Good.
I
Then I watched
enjoyed the
Thor.
cum per batch.
Boy, that sure was another Thor movie.
Mm-hmm.
What, the new one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's not as good as the first two.
I think it's better than 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like it better than 2, I think. It's not better than 3. This is the 4th Thor movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love and Thunder,
There's
baby.
Thor?
Thor?
Ragnarok?
Thor 2.
Oh, okay. I completely forgot that there was just
Yeah,
a
because
Thor
it's
2.
the bad one.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I completely forgot about it.
No problem. You probably should. It contributes nothing to the overall everything.
I mean, the last new Marvel movie that I saw, I believe, was Thor 1.
Really?
And that's it, yeah. Like, my Marvel movie history is Iron Man, Captain America.
You forgot the Hulk.
Yes, Ang Lee's Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like 20 minutes of Iron Man 2 and Thor. And that's it.
Then
Then I went to start watching She-Hulk and I got sleepy. And instead of watching She-Hulk, I just sort of didn't.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Hey, that new Kamen Rider is a fucking asshole and I love him.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
I really
hope,
like that the title character is not our protagonist.
I really hope that it keeps the pace that it's going with and it doesn't, like, get Well, I mean, it's probably gonna get worse in some way, but
100%.
as long as it doesn't get like to how Revice ended up being.
The fact that the dude's name, who's the dude who's on the box, is not the character we follow for 80% of the show is amazing.
Yeah, I love it. It's like Kabuto, kind of.
Yeah, we've got our heroes, who are the cat and the raccoon. And then we got the guy whose name is on the box, who's the fox, who is just the giant asshole.
Yeah, I made up this sob story about like caring about people, so you would give me
I made
the
up
buckle
this
I
sob
wanted.
story about how I'm really trying to save the children who are orphans, and you bought it hook, line, and sinker and gave me your power up, idiot.
Oh, I want my power up back. Sorry, dude, it's one use.
Yeah, sorry, one-time use, one use per day.
What an asshole. Pretty good so far. I'm enjoying it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Or I remembered something from my week.
Oh?
So my boss told us, this was before I was out for my grandpa. He told us that we have to start every day buffing the floors.
Okay.
Start with the floor buffing?
No, not start. He just says you guys need to buff the floors every night.
That's overkill.
And I went, why? And he said, well, the machine only has enough charge for one person to do their hallway. So one person will make a schedule each night. One person will do their hallway. And I was like, all right, that's fine. Also,
that makes more sense than what I thought you were saying.
Also, that they wanted us to do everyone at night doing it, but it was like we can't do that because our machine dies, and within an hour. And they went, yeah, and every Friday you guys have to do the fogging in the rooms again. You got to get the fogging machine and spray chemicals in the air in the room to keep the rooms clean because COVID's still around. Do you guys know COVID's still around? We're not going to put masks back on. Why would we want to wear masks or get a vaccine? The COVID's still around, though. It's a concern. We're not going to test for it, but we're concerned about COVID in the schools.
Right.
They're not very intelligent. But who am I to judge their intelligence other than the guy who just snorted flaming hot Cheeto dust?
Shit, that does make you the smartest man.
You're right.
In the land of intelligence, the idiot is king.
It might be why I felt like I was having a heart attack this morning.
You know what? That might have had something to do with
it. Might have been the heart attack, but...
No.
Oh, I forgot that I had taken a picture of this on my way to the part-time this morning. Hold on.
Oh?
There it goes. Yeah, I saw this person walking in the direction of my part-time. You notice anything weird about this photo?
Is it the belt that's sort of sticking out a lot?
Yeah, it is.
The belt
it
that
is
is
the
not
belt.
through his belt loops?
What belt loops? Those are sweatpants.
Yeah, I realized that after I said it.
This man is wearing sweatpants with a belt. Not through any sort of loop, just
Was it a buckled belt? Is it a fashion belt?
I could not tell from the back. I did not see him through the at the front.
I mean, given the way he is walking, I'm going to assume that he was also probably yelling things.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell with his hand movement, he was very much talking to himself.
Yes, I think.
Sounds about
Not
right.
yelling, but having a conversation with somebody that wasn't there.
I mean,
No,
he might
he
have
was
had a
not wearing
Bluetooth earpiece.
Hey. Nope, no, he did not.
They weren't there.
No,
as
it could have
far
been a
as,
really small one. It could have been one AirPod. You don't know.
I was gonna say they aren't there as far as you know. Maybe they're there for him.
Maybe
He's talking into his made-up AirPod.
He's talking to his imaginary dragon friend that floats next to him, like that one TV show that I forgot the name of. The one where the dude's just like a hard-ass cop, and then he has this imaginary friend that he sees, and he's just like, "What the fuck?" And it's just
Donnie
like
Darko.
What?
Donnie Darko.
Yeah, Donnie Darko,
cop.
the movie that has the imaginary flying dragon. What the fuck are you talking about? If you tell me Donnie Darko actually has that in it, I'm gonna fucking watch Donnie Darko right now.
Pretty sure Donnie does not have that.
That'd be funny.
It would.
No, but he has a rabbit.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, that isn't what we're describing at all.
There's a funny rabbit. Rabbit is pretty funny. Oh, I got all my Yu-Gi-Oh tins in. I got all my pulls from my Yu-Gi-Oh tins, including the ones that Medi.
The one that I stole.
As you can see, I've pulled a couple good cards.
Oh yeah, there's some good shit.
There it is in the second picture. The most important card you've ever pulled.
Third picture,
whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I mean,
listen. The other two pictures do not have the most important card in it. Therefore,
I hate that Blue Eyes art.
the manga Blue Eyes art. I think it's fine.
He looks like fucking rotisserie chicken. He's in is he not in the fucking rotisserie chicken pose? I swear to God, I can go to a Portuguese barbecue shop right now and find that sitting on their rack.
Go to a Portuguese barbecue shop. Yo, give me one Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah, a good old Portuguese rotisserie Blue Eyes.
I know exactly what you need.
Yeah, I can't believe that I've pulled not only Dragoon, but also DPE. When all I wanted was one copy of Lightning Storm.
I can't believe that you pulled a Mimicking Maneater Bug.
I was very excited.
It's now mine.
Yeah. No, I walked into your room with full intent of giving it to you, and you snatched it and went, "This is mine now." And I went, "Yeah, that was the plan. I was giving it to you anyway." No, but it's mine now.
Yes, correct.
But, okay, all right.
It's like, no, you need to understand. I'm stealing this from you.
Yes, it's not as fun if you give it to me. It has to be stolen. Thank you.
I'm also very happy. I pulled a playset of Ready Fusion. I don't care about it. I don't need it, but I sure do have it. It's all right. I pulled a couple of flu cards. I got a couple flu cards. I got an amount of them. I think I got Snowl also, but it's not in these pictures. If anyone wants 2 copies of Mu Beta Fafnir. It's all right. I got Ash Blossom. That's all I really needed. Hey, do you guys? Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything else in your weeks?
No, I think we're good.
I think
I
am good.
Let's move over to the questions then.
All right.
If you have any questions for us, you could send them in to questions@dipships.boats or respond to the tweet put out almost every Sunday. Gotta emphasize the almost, because I almost forgot to not put it out today.
Wait,
almost didn't do it.
You almost forgot to
I fucked that sentence up. Listen, I'm still riding the high. I'm chasing the dragon.
Chasing the Chester.
Chasing the Chester.
Chasing the cheetah, yeah.
Chasing the spotted dragon.
You see, it was weird. I thought it was sort of a dream. I woke up in the middle of the night and I felt like I was having sleep paralysis, and Chester Cheetah just sort of crawled out of my closet and on top of me, and he put his finger over my lips. He's like, "You got a little too dangerously cheesy, friend." And then he just vanished in a puff of smoke.
Of Cheeto smoke.
Cheeto smoke.
Cheeto dust all over the bed.
Oh, at that point, it's like dandruff.
We have a lot of shit from Aardvark, who has sent. They want to throw an idea at PM.
Okay.
If I send you enough money, would you be willing to make a sandwich for the podcast? They've described it in detail.
Let's hear it.
It is the better than Elvis sandwich.
Okay.
All right.
So let's see. Main ingredient: peanut butter, Reese's Cups.
Oh. Okay.
Elvis did like peanut butter.
All right. I don't hate it yet.
It seems to be 2 slices of sourdough, preferably stale.
Oh. Okay. Cool.
4 fresh eggs.
As in cooked, at the very least?
That's such a good question.
It just says eggs.
4 fresh eggs.
All right, let's continue.
An amount of butter you deem quote-unquote enough.
Right.
Around 10 pinches of cinnamon sugar mixture or cinnamon toast crunch quote-unquote seasoning you can get from Dollar General.
Okay, I can just... I believe I have a Tupperware thing of sugar cinnamon.
They say all peanut butter Reese's Cups. I don't know what all peanut butter Reese's Cups. They say all peanut butter Reese's Cups, the king size 4.
They're Reese's Cups, but instead of chocolate, it's like a solidified peanut butter.
Oh, the all peanut butter.
Like,
okay, yeah, gotcha.
I've never seen that here. ever. So I doubt I can get a hand on that, but
And,
let's continue.
And grape jelly.
Didn't Elvis like bananas in his
Yeah,
shit?
Elvis liked peanut butter and banana sandwiches, but this is better than Elvis.
Right.
Because fuck Elvis.
Okay, I
mean,
don't... The only problem that I
How
have
much
with
money?
this
maybe it is prime.
is the questionable egg.
How much money?
And... Buddy, I don't think you can afford it. Didn't you just leave a comment? It was either on the last episode of DipShips or DipShips where you just like lost your job or thought you were going to lose your job because you drunkenly text your fucking Walmart supervisor or some shit. Save your money. Keep it in your pocket, all right?
No?
I'm not going to... No, not you, Aardvark.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh!
Don't worry, we have more from Aardvark. Specifically, the fun thing that I thought was funniest was them in the start of this one saying at Medi, I also work at Wally World.
Oh, okay.
How do I convince my store manager to get a robot for us to neglect? Any tips on getting the gaslighting Olympics started at my Wally World?
Okay, for the gaslighting Olympics, you gotta find the most gullible person.
Yeah, for the gaslighting Olympics, you just gotta start gaslighting somebody.
It's alright.
Like, near another employee.
Hey, I don't think they work at that Wally World anymore, just because, again, the comment, I may have lost my job at the Walmart by drunkenly texting my team lead. I called out tonight.
So,
there's the things that is oversharing sometimes. PM, they have another question for you.
Okay.
What's your least favorite strain of weed? How do you feel about mods in the Binding of Isaac Repentance? What's your favorite alcohol and drink of choice?
Okay, one at a time. One at a time. Okay.
No. It's no punctuation.
No. Okay. Least favorite strain of weed. I mean, back in the day, there was China Bud. I don't even know if that still exists. Just because, like, the weed these days is so absurdly strong.
Better, yeah.
And China Bud was basically like... It was essentially smoking potpourri. Like, it would barely do anything to you. Like, you would need to smoke so much to feel anything. At least I did back in the day. Okay, mods in the Binding of Isaac, I use them all the time. Like, there's the basic shit where it's like, descriptions of everything, because Lord knows Edmund doesn't want to fucking give it to you. How the fuck am I going to find out what the 404 trinket item does without fucking descriptions? Just shit is so... rare and random for like anything to trigger. You can play that game for thousands of hours and probably never find out about it. So thank God for that. There's also like custom characters, like there's some like JoJo characters that you can play as, which is cool. You can play as Dio and fucking Josuke. Yeah, mods and Isaac are fantastic. I love them.
And favorite alcohol drink of choice? It's alcohol or drink of choice, so you don't have to,
Oh, drink of choice?
Alcohol or drink of choice, either one.
Okay. Alcohol, I'll do both.
Okay.
Alcohol, I like Crown Royal. That's my favorite kind of whiskey. And as a little bit, it's okay. And favorite drink, period? Bro, I go through water like fucking mad, but specifically cold water. If it's like room temperature or
water
hot,
like water?
I said mad. I go through water like crazy. Yeah, I love water.
Like
Specifically, 7-Eleven glacial spring water.
Hey, be careful, Palmer. Your gills are showing, fish man. Sucking all that water.
And if not, like Tim Hortons hazelnut. Tim Hortons hazelnut cold brew.
Oh, it sounded like you said Tim Orton.
I might have.
And then for me, have you ever been like the janitor from Nesty Classified to a group of teens? No, I hate talking to the children. I bought a keychain from one of them one day. What's your favorite alcohol? No, I bought one. It was that they were in the school store, working at the school store, and they were like, "Do you want to buy something?" And I went, "I don't want to say no. Give me the shitty keychain." What's your favorite alcohol drink? I'm fond of... It's not quite a Moscow Mule, but it's basically just rum and ginger ale. Just a nice little mixed drink. It's my go-to.
Moscow Mule is
It's ginger beer, I'm pretty sure. Instead of
Moscow
ginger ale.
Mule is ginger beer and vodka.
Yeah.
And lime.
And it's your favorite a boomer tier sit-down restaurant. I like Outback Steakhouse. Listen, I'm a fan of Outback. Good eye, mate.
That's
Mandarin.
a good question.
Outback
Mandarin.
rules.
Oh.
Mandarin?
Yeah, Mandarin. All you can eat Chinese buffet.
Oh. See, Big Boot asks, Team Friends or Team Seinfeld?
Any questions for Andy?
What do you
Sorry,
mean?
buddy.
You were the first one to answer your fucking questions.
I know, I'm joking.
Team Seinfeld. I always preferred Seinfeld over Friends.
I never
Yeah,
watched
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. I never watched it, and I don't care about Friends, so I guess I'm just gonna say Seinfeld.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Trashman Sam asks everything to get at a quote-unquote real restaurant, i.e. not a chain.
Any
I mean,
chicken
okay, so, like-
dish.
You say not a chain, but like the diner is not a real restaurant. So, but it's also not a chain, you know? Like,
Yeah, I'm like, do you
Mhm.
mean like... I guess they mean like not Olive Garden or Red Lobster or something like that, but that's like...
I guess so.
yeah, but like I can't remember the last time I went to an actual like restaurant and sat down.
Yeah, me either.
Might have been
I'm
the
look-
last time someone in my family died.
Whenever
Probably.
I go to a restaurant, I look for one of two things. The best or most appealing chicken dish that they have.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I look through their dessert menu and see what appeases me and my appetite.
Yeah, I do like chicken parmesan
Same.
when I go to an Italian restaurant. I haven't been to an Italian restaurant in forever, but
Yeah, it usually depends on what kind of restaurant it is, but chicken is always a safe bet. I feel like it's hard to fuck up chicken. Frost Samurai asks, the best purchase you've made at a dollar store?
The sleeve that I have to wear to work now. My elbow brace. Because I'm an old man and I have fucking... It's either arthritis or carpal tunnel or tennis elbow. Whichever one it is, I have it. It fucking sucks. It hurts. So I have to wear this, like, support brace thing, and I got it at a dollar store. It works fine.
I can't remember the last time I can't remember the last time, but there's a couple dollar stores that I stopped by. I'm just going to say Fabuloso, actually, because that's the only thing I give a shit about.
damn. I mean,
Fabuloso fucks. It's a good cleaner. It smells nice.
pretty good cleaner, yeah.
Cleans good.
Oh, actually, every time I go to a dollar store, which isn't very often, maybe like once or twice a month, I buy Sunny D there.
Does a Five Below count?
I
sure.
guess, yeah. Fuck it.
Because I used to get a whole bunch of Mega Blocks and stuff from Five Below. Yeah, dollar store.
You can count a Five Below.
Batteries.
Batteries is a good one. Yeah, I don't really give enough of a shit about dollar stores.
Right? Like, I haven't been in one in a hot minute.
Lilac asks, what's your favorite game mechanic exclusive to that game only?
Oh. I like combining items and evolving them. That mechanic from Vampire Survivors. I don't know if that's exclusive to it, but it's the only thing that I know of.
The two that I can think of off the top of my head are the wall merging from Link Between Worlds
That's a
And-
good one.
and the power fusion in Kirby 64. I wish they'd bring it back.
They did.
Did they?
You can fuse powers in Squeak Squad, and you don't even have to throw them at people.
Huh.
Yep, because you have 5 slots in Kirby's Tum Tum, and you grab one with your stylus and you drag it into another one. And if they can combine, they combine, and if they can't combine, they go.
Huh. I'll have to play Squeak Squad.
It's a good game.
I want to change my answer.
Yeah.
Mega Man Battle Network 6, the Cross Beast system.
Hell yeah, Mega Man Battle Network.
Because you have your
Soul
beast
system.
form, you have your soul system, and then you combine the two. So if I want to be a fucking angry tiger train, I can be a fucking angry tiger train.
Hell yeah, Charge Man.
That's pretty wild. That's pretty good.
You know what? Battle Network 4 with the
Turn-based system?
no.
No.
No, Battle Network 4 was the one where they introduced the dark chips.
Ah, yeah.
And if you, they force you to use one dark chip, and the more you use dark chips, the stronger the penultimate boss is, and you can like brick your save if you use too many.
Also, doesn't it chip away at your max HP? Like every time you use one, you lose one max HP.
One max HP. But if you never use a dark chip, the boss has your HP from that time it forces you to use a chip, and it can barely move, and it can only shoot. It's very funny.
That's pretty good. GamerX asks, Dungeons and Dragons classes you would be IRL. I'm pretty sure we've answered this one a couple times.
Yeah, we
I
have.
think so, yeah.
Tonya asks, what's the biggest, dumbest internet fight you've gotten into? Hard mode. Can't be an argument you had with a friend or cat. Very glad you specified or cat.
That cat is not a friend. Yes, very funny. Allow me to regale you a tale of the Blockbuster Buster.
Why'd you have to bring him up?
Because it was the dumbest internet argument I've been in.
That's fair. You gonna tell the story or?
No, that's the entire.
Oh,
the entire
okay.
thing is bringing up the Blockbuster Buster and making you angry that I brought him up.
Oh, all right. Okay.
I've never had an argument on the internet with somebody that wasn't my friend.
I'm sorry.
At least
I'm just
not
kind of
that
still blown away by the non-story we just had.
You remember it.
Do you know who doesn't remember it?
The audience. Yes, that's why it's funny.
All right. Okay.
All right. Cliff notes, because I'm sure that you could look it up and see at least, but no.
No, that shit's probably gone, son.
That shit's gone for, yeah. Alright, so the TLDR of it, I suppose, is, there was this guy who was an Angry Joe ripoff, still around somehow. And out of nowhere and nothing, but because we had, would you say that we would call them ties to some Channel Awesome people?
Yeah, some ties.
Because of that,
too.
and because he was trying to get into Channel Awesome and Screw Attack, which he ended up succeeding at somehow, he started coming after me and Dan on Twitter and telling us we were wrong about random things. Or no, it was Dan on Twitter and me on a forum.
That's weird.
Yeah. And it was just like the dumbest, absolute nothing and nonsense.
But like, what was he arguing about?
I don't even remember. I just remember like yelling at this fucking idiot and it being fake internet beef that was real internet beef.
Mm-hmm.
I really cannot remember what it, like, it was definitely a movie. But this was years ago, and then
I think the stupidest arguments I've had, the biggest, dumbest ones, are like either about like Yamato from One Piece, or just politics in general, or like anything like that. I've stated an opinion on something, and someone decides to go, "I'm going to be an asshole and stupid about this," and then get in an argument with them and just be like, "I don't know why I'm wasting my energy with this." Actually,
I just remembered an argument.
Yeah.
A few years ago on a KZ stream, we were talking, because me and KZ used to do PM versus anime on our own. And we were at some point, we talked about Haikyuu. And then the topic eventually devolved into all sports anime. And somebody in KZ's chat went, well, PM, if you want a good sports anime, you should watch this fucking cheerleading anime that had recently dropped or something. And I said, that's stupid. Cheerleading isn't a sport. Fast forward to us, to me arguing with the chat and everybody in the call, actually, that
you poked the dragon there. Yeah.
That I don't, and I still don't believe that cheerleading is a sport. Cheerleading is a competition. It is not a sport. I do not think of it as a sport.
What's shit? Like, what is the line between competition and sport? What has to change for a competition to be a sport?
Okay, a sport is a point scoring system where you or your team need to score points, and by scoring those points, you need to complete an objective, which is like score a goal, cause an out, whatever, right? Meanwhile, a competition is you do a thing and then you get graded on said thing. However good your performance is, unless the performance is, hey, you have this set amount of time, do this set amount of tricks, and those set amount of tricks are worth set amount of points, and you tally up the total by the end of your time, and then those are your points. But having a third party come in and give your performance a score, that to me is not a sport. That is a competition. Meanwhile, a sport is like golf, tennis, football, baseball. You're doing your thing to win. Meanwhile, you're doing your thing to win with like cheerleading or what's another example? Rhythmic gymnastics, where you do a thing and then you get judged for it.
Oh, that just sounds like life. Do a thing and get judged.
No, I think you're stupid.
Well,
no, I think that I'm right, and nobody has an argument to go against me.
I cannot form an argument against what you're saying, and two, at least you have a consistent definition there, so I can understand where you're coming.
Now, here's the thing. I had thought about this over the years because this argument was like fucking 5-6 years ago. I only like recently in the last like 2 or 3 years thought of this argument. At the time of having this argument, I had no argument.
Yeah,
I was just like, no, cheerleading's not a sport.
That sounds like the bike incident all over again, yeah.
At the time I was just like, no, cheerleading's not a sport because it's not a sport. You don't do a sport thing. And that was my argument. Now I have like a concrete like an actual defense and argument to it.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Well, now that that's out of the way, do you want to do another question? Do you want to go into the little boaty boy?
Hit me with one more question.
One more question. Okay, let's see. What's the most cursed fact you wish you could have Men in Black style mind wiped from your memory? This is asked by Nix.
Everything to do with the goblin shark.
It's fair, yeah, that's fair.
Actually, no, the existence of Boku no Pico.
It's a good one.
The only thing good to ever come out of that thing...
Get him!
Get him! Get his ass!
You see, as soon as I start talking about Boku no Pico, the fucking cops arrive.
The cops are like, pedophile, I found him, haha!
No, the only thing good to come out of that series is that one internet meme video of the dude going...
yelling Boku no Pico, Satan's asshole.
Called Boku.
Yeah.
That is funny.
That's the only good thing to come out of it.
I know that there's cursed facts, but I guess specific types of fetishes count. There's definitely ones where I wish I never knew that they existed. I wish I was blind to a lot of these and could ignore that they ever existed at all.
I'm surprised you didn't say all of Homestuck.
Why would I want to forget that?
Yeah, I mean, while it was running, like, you had to be there, but like, shit was hype when shit was hype, is all I'm saying. All of Homestuck 2, I'd like that wiped from existence.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And it has been. It's gone. Goodbye.
How you feeling about boats? Oh wait, do you have...
Give us a boat fact. I can't think of a cursed thing that I'd want to forget.
I thought that you were just... your answer was just Homestuck 2 until I heard you go, and I was like, oh, you had another thing.
No, I didn't. I was trying to think of another thing. Let's go with Homestuck 2. That's my...
Well, you guys know how they used to test the buoyancy of a boat?
Do they put rocks in it?
Nope.
Okay,
Not quite the buoyancy, the balance of the boat.
Okay.
To make sure it wouldn't just simply capsize when it sailed off. Bunch of guys, right? They'd get on the deck.
Okay.
And they'd run to one side of the ship. and then run to the other side of the ship.
So they just ran laps.
So they'd run. No. They'd run back and forth across the deck.
You know that scene from
to rock the boat.
That scene from Pirates of the Caribbean where they're trying to get to the underworld.
Yes.
And Captain Jack has them flip the boat by running back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah.
That.
Okay.
Which, if you have enough people, it can capsize a boat, but it usually doesn't. However,
Yes.
there are some boats where things like that have happened, like the Mary Rose. A ship that was one of the finest ships of King Henry VIII's fleet that capsized because of a strong gust of wind.
Oh no.
That made the ship fall over and sink to the bottom of the sea. Because you see, he had 3 layers of cannons on both sides.
Yeah, that would.
And everyone told him, this thing is not seaworthy. This thing can't sail. It's going to sink. And he went, nah, it's fine. I'm the king. Listen, add more. Yeah, get more cannons in there.
Yeah.
And the architect...
Listen, I'm friends with God, and God says this won't sink.
And the architect who designed the boat, who was like working of the boat, whatever the fuck you'd call him, he was
The shipwright?
I guess, yeah, like the lead designer of the boat, died halfway into making it and didn't write down any of his blueprints. So they're like, fuck it, we'll wing it. So of course when it capsized, King Henry VIII was like, well, we got to find out who's responsible for this. So why did my ship sink?
It's the dead guy.
I shouldn't have. And then everything pointed back to him being the problem, and they went, yeah, let's just blame it on the dead guy and ignore the fact that it was the king's fault.
Well,
so yeah,
that's
good way to
for you.
Yeah, good way to test a ship and how stable it is on water. Just run back and forth on the deck, or don't. You don't want to die sometimes.
Yeah, I would like to stay dry mostly.
Hey, at least they got a good workout in.
That's true. Thank you all for listening to this episode of DipShips, the Legitimate Boating Podcast. Remember, the podcast sink or swim based on word of mouth, so share this podcast around with anyone you think would like it.
Oh god.
My coworkers are vaguely aware I have a podcast because I keep leaving early on Sundays. And one of them keeps asking for it.
I mean, spread the word.
I wouldn't spread the word.
No, because I really don't want my boss to hear me say,
right,
yes, the protagonist of this lesbian harem anime.
Yeah.
But I'm safe to say it this far in, because even if they listen to it, they're never going to listen to it.
Fair enough. Yeah, you know what? If you know anybody who is their own main character of their own lesbian harem anime, share this podcast with them.
Yeah.
Don't forget to support us on Patreon, patreon.com/dipshipspod. You help us pay for our employee. Hey, we have, you guys know that we have an employee?
It's wild. This is like the 8th time in my life I've had an employee. Crazy.
Yeah, all that money that doesn't go in my pocket goes into the employee's pocket.
I mean,
that's not me saying I want it. I don't want it. I would rather the employees get paid. So keep paying them.
Okay.
Help us, help them.
Help us, help them, help you. Make content. Good content. For us and you. For you.
For your ear holes.
For your holes.
Yes, all your holes.
I think I'm having withdrawals.
I'll go ground up some Cheetos.
I see Chester again. He's outside. He's waving at me behind the bushes.
No, that's a dude in a fursuit. I gave him permission to hang out back there earlier.
Oh, does he have a bag of lollipops?
Oh my god, he does. Holy shit.
I think you gotta ignore him.
He's holding up a bunch of blow pops. I don't like the way he's sucking on. All right, well, anyway, thank you all for listening, and we'll see you all in the nautical mile.
Toodles.
Have a good night.